Okay, looks like we are there. I forgot I had a let's see, a VPN or whatever on. You guys should be hearing me now. Let's get it going. I've got a lot to say. Daryl Richardson said, "All right, we are here. We are live. First things first. Coleman was hoping and praying. He was hoping and praying about that 60. As you know, we always got to cover all the events, so that's what I'm gonna do. Let's let everybody trickle in for a second. I'm going to give everybody about 2 minutes to come in. It's about 30 seconds in. We'll give them about 2 minutes to come in. Otherwise, man, today has been a wild, crazy day. I will say that. Today has been a crazy, crazy day. Let me see if I can bring this on the screen. Here we go. Let's fit that up there. In the women's 60-meter hurdles, that was kind of crazy. We got this thing going on in the what is that? The men's 60. But we're gonna go. Let's cover some things here. You are watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you're not watching this live, definitely comment in the video below. And if you are here, remember, it's always kiss the diamond, which is share, like, comment, and most importantly is the share. Said ATR, LMAO, Jacob's definitely winning outdoors now, period. I don't know about that one. She is Bree Wayne. I don't know about Jacobs winning outdoor for sure. That race was too close, and I do got something to say. I will say this now. Coleman had the Justin Gatlin effect, where he was going against Usain Bolt. You could tell his confidence wasn't all the way there. He's aware that he's not in the best shape that he's been in, especially when it went to that semifinal. I saw the crack there. Coleman was more angry than Shelly Ann Fraser-Price was at the Olympics. I'm telling you, he's more angry than she was. And she was pissed. That's true. That's true. Let me get into some of these real quick here. Because I got to cover these out of respect for the other events. We're going to roundabout. So we're starting off talking about the 60, and we're going to end off talking about the 60. But one thing I do want to say here, I got to say this for the bias here a little bit. Congratulations to Sandy Morse. We did compete. I remember her competing in high school, actually. She would have been a sophomore by the time I was a senior, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been a freshman when I was a senior. But I remember her competing at least 1 or 2 years. Then, of course, I came back to see some of the conference meets. But in the same conference as us, I do remember that. Pole vault is my favorite event, so I will be remembering people, even though I didn't personally compete there. So congratulations to her. She got that gold in the women's pole vault. So, and look, the U.S. is the most dominant nation in the pole vault. Out of any event in track and field, the U.S. dominates this one the most. Has the most wins, is more than the 4x1, more than the 100, more than the 4x4, more than any other nation in any other event. So congratulations to her. Let's cover that right now, actually. Here we go. So Sandy Morris, 4.8 meters in the pole vault with the gold, USA. Katie, what the heck? Nagoti, or Nagot. 4.75. She got the silver on the callback. She really didn't mess up. She was the only athlete throughout this entire session that did not mess up until the very last height. She didn't have anything. If they all ended up on the same height, it would have been her with the gold, but it was not hers today. I gotta say that the Olympic champion has gotten silver, so that's not too bad. And then Tina Sutej, 4.75 for Slovenia in third. Congratulations to those 3 women. Fireheart said DeGrasse wasn't there, but yeah, Fred Curley can win. I don't know about that one. I don't know if Curley can get that one back on that win again. But let's go back here. Let's cover the next event. The next event. Close the tab. Oh yeah. I don't need to go through the semifinals of the 60 or that. Let's go through to the heptathlon. I want to cover this one right now. Let's go through this and open in a new tab so we don't have to do that. Oh yeah, by the way, for you all that aren't here, definitely come on the Twitter page. I'm gonna be more active on there. I really am not active at all. I don't really like social media at all, but I'm gonna be more active on the Twitter. So definitely go over there at HeadAndShouldersATR. That is the Twitter page right here. I was updating today. So let me see, did I put up the win here? Because actually I can go here and this might be a little bit faster. I believe I did. Here we go. So Damian Warner of Canada. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you're here in the live stream, don't forget to smash that like button. And then share the stream. But Damian Warner of Canada, world leading mark, set 648. 489 points. I don't know why I'm stuttering up. Simon Ehammer of Switzerland, national indoor record, 6,363 points. Ashley Maloney of Australia with the bronze area record, 6,344. Congratulations to them. Let's see something here. All right. Let's see, the 400. Now, those 400s were pretty good, too. I want to say for that championship record that we saw in Richards. Let me go to the men. I believe I got that right here. Shanae Miller-Weibo, let's go to the women since it's right there. Shanae Miller-Weibo with the win, 50.31. She got the 50.31, and this was only her third race. She just ran the prelims, semis, and finals, and she just came through and just took the title. She said she really doesn't like the indoor too much because she can't really run the 200 as well due to her stride, or her height and the tightness of the curve. So that makes sense, but she came here. Femke Bol forced her to go a little bit earlier than I think she would have normally. That's what I really think. I believe that she went earlier than she would have because I saw that spurt. And if Shanae Miller-Weibo got caught behind Femke Bol, being a shorter strider, probably, well, overall slower than her, that wouldn't have been good because Femke Bol could have just held her off and made her run the curve in extra distance. So, yeah. Bol in second, 50.57. Congratulations to her. Stephanie Ann McPherson, national indoor record. So she set a record for Jamaica, 50.79. And for the people that's been talking bad on McPherson in the comment section, come on now. Come on now. Y'all don't have to do it that bad. She has shown now that she can do, she can get a medal at these, in the individual 400, and that she is a fighter because she came out there and all three of these ladies, they pulled away from the rest of the field. Now, hopefully she can hold this form later on in the outdoor 400, right? Because the indoors run a little bit differently. But all three of these ladies, they pulled away. So that showed me something with McPherson. She's not as fast as Miller-Weibo. She tried to go out hard with her. I saw her. The one commentary I got with McPherson is that her form is just so kind of, she crosses over herself a lot. But that's just part of her form. So it could stand to some correction. But hey, what am I to say when she got a bronze medal now? Maybe that bronze could have been upgraded to silver or something. Maybe she could run more efficiently. But yeah. So there's that. Let's go over to the men. Well, here's Sandy Morrison or Morris. We already covered that. Here's the men's 400. Championship record for Jareem Richards. Congratulations to him for Trinidad and Tobago. 45 seconds flat. He is so close to the world indoor record. Matter of fact, they're all close to that one, but especially Richards. He's very close. I just wonder, because they were right there at the line for that indoor world record. So I wonder. So congratulations to him. Silver goes to Trevor Bassett of the United States, 45.05. And then Carl Bingstrom, 45-33. Yeah, this one was a pretty decent 400-meter race. But Richards, just like what he did, he stayed out of trouble. He controlled the race. It was his race. He wanted that, and he took it. Fireheart said she already had a medal in the individual 400 from 2013. Yeah, I'm aware of that one. But there are some people that, when I make comments on to the positive of her, of McPherson, they kind of say some sideways things on her. Now, I've said some sideways things on her, but that's because she kind of had a tantrum last year about that. But hey, you know what? I just called her out on the tantrum she had and everything like that. But I always notice that she is a fighter, but she's kind of hit and miss on some of hers. That's the thing. Now, going over to the women's 1500, I think she was trying to go after the world record here. I gotta say, Sergey probably tried to go out for the world record. She went out on her own. She just said, middle finger to my teammates. Because normally Ethiopia, when I've seen them over the years, way back from, I can think back from the 90s, the late 90s, all the way up until I think Kenenisa Bekele really fell off when he got that injury, which kind of gave room for Mo Farah to kind of come to the limelight. But up until that point, Ethiopia, even if they had a world record holder or something, that person will hold themselves back in order to drag the rest of the team with them. And then after that, it kind of fell off a little bit. So in this one, I guess the team tactic was, you guys run as fast as you can because we know that we're pretty quick. So Gudaf Sergey, championship record just off of her own world record by about 2.5 seconds. 357.19. Aksamawit, Mbaye, also Ethiopia 1-2-3. They flamed up the rest of the field. 402.29, and then Hirut Mashesha, 403.39. We got a couple of people that are fans of Mashesha in the comment section. It's been a couple of you guys, so she's got a fan base there. I think that she can do some really good things. I thought that she would have gotten a silver, not a bronze, but that was so close. And then Norris, I'm surprised she wasn't higher if she couldn't get the top 3, if not 4th. But yeah, Nyando kind of picked her off. Let me see. Let's see. Man, this was a big upset in the men's shot put. The men's shot put. Man, this guy, where's the picture at? I got to put this one on the screen. Because he did set a championship record. I didn't realize that at the time. Let's put this on the screen. Now, if you look at him standing next to everybody else, now I don't know where I have that picture at, but if you look at him standing next to everybody else, he's like the shortest guy, and he's like big and round. It's kind of like he's big and round and short, so he's like a ball with like legs. I'm not trying to demean him or anything. It's just the shape of his body. He's like a ball, and then he's got legs and arms. Compared to the other guys, when you see him standing next to everybody, man, that is crazy. The Francois said, I was hoping for a world record in the 1500. Now, that would have been great at the championship. Yes. Daryl Richardson, not Ginzebi Dibaba. Day of surprise, Coleman, Williams, and Krauser. Yes. I agree with you. Maroon Child, I thought no one was touching Coleman outdoors, but Jacobs, who can run 6.41 is scary. Whole world is on notice. Yep. Man, but yeah, championship record for Darlan Ramani of Brazil. This man, he be building up a fan base. And I mean, Brazil is a huge nation in itself, so he builds up a fan base everywhere he goes. And this guy finally got a gold medal behind him. This is kind of like the Kambunji of the day for today, because Kambunji is always there. Ramani is always there, but he's usually just outshadowed by either the Egyptian shot putter, I forget his name right now, or Thomas Walsh will get him. It's like 4 or 5 of them that are always there. And Krauser, he got second. And he was actually looking a little bit nervous. I think it just wasn't his day today. Normally you see him, He's been undefeated, actually, I think, up until this point. So this is his first loss in a long time. It might be 2 or 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. I think his last loss was at 2019 World Championships. Or did he get that one? I got to say he lost to his teammate. But yeah, Thomas Walsh of New Zealand in third. He got an area record. Congratulations to him. That is crazy. All right, let's go back. Let's go up here. Let's see. Nope. Here we go. Let's go up. Okay, this is where I was getting to. So yeah, Kambunji fell and face planted in that 60-meter hurdles. And she not only fell, but she face planted right there. I was surprised the commentators didn't say anything about that one. But that was a hard face plant. Normally the athletes could fall and then they'll brace themselves, but she barely had a chance. If they get a camera angle, if you go to that slowly, you will see her face plant. Wouldn't have been surprised if she was in complete tears. She was only kind of sort of. I think that could have been sweat. But yeah, Serena Samba Mayela. Congratulations to her from France. National indoor record for the French woman. And this is going to be crazy because if she can translate this to the outdoor, man, this is going to be exciting to see somebody challenge the rest of the world. And I told y'all about Brittany Anderson. I don't think that she's more of a 60-meter athlete at all. I think we're going to see her feature in the 100, but she's got to keep it together because she's messed up before, and she's got to keep it together. And she got fourth here. She just kind of got outshined. Charlton of the Bahamas, national indoor record. Congratulations to her as well with the silver, 7.81, 7.78 for the win. This was crazy. They said Samba is too dang theatrical. Would be a good telenovela. There we go. Or Nollywood actress. You said Nollywood. Man, man, I don't know. She might actually fit in there with the actress that she has. Her screeching and tears got me cracking up. The Taji imploded on the hurdles. Okay, now I'll get to her in a second. So Gabby Cunningham, I'm actually glad that she pulled it together. I'm pleasantly surprised because in that prelim or the semis, I didn't think that she was gonna medal after seeing what she pulled through, and she barely scraped through. So this is showing that she can perform under pressure. And then the center of her race, when they did the heat chart, she was faster than everybody else at any other part of the race. In that center, about 15 meters, that center 1 or 2 hurdles, she went, and that's where she clicked it on. After she got out of her drive phase, she went bam and just accelerated, and that's what got her into that third place position with the 7.87. And Kambunji is starting to remind me of somebody else. Even though she's got a world medal, I think she's got a silver. I think she really should have gotten a gold. And she's an Illinois athlete. And I saw her when she was in high school. I announced plenty of races. Somebody already getting there. I'm not gonna mention her name. I'm gonna let y'all do it here in the comment section. I don't want to flame boil roast her. But in the 400 hurdles, there's somebody that comes through and she needs to work on her form a little bit better, and she kind of cracks when it comes to the championships, whether it's the USA championships or it's at the world championships. It's a hit or miss. It's at a championships though. You don't see her. She can dominate. She can do well when it comes to regular races, and then she gets to the championship one, and it's always the third to last hurdle, or the one right on the curve coming into the home straightaway, and she'll mess up there, or the second to last hurdle and she'll mess up. She did it at the World Youth, and she's done it at the professional level at the World Championship outdoors. So she's kind of reminded me of that because Kambunji has done this at the youth level, and now she's doing it at the pro level. Oh my goodness, I hope she doesn't do that. Yeah, Ditaji is still young, and that's the good thing. But as I've seen with the other athlete that I will not mention here, she was young and still relatively young, and She hasn't really gotten over what she needs to work with. Yeah, Krauser, I think he just didn't have it. I think it was jet lag. I think it was jet lag. They say I can't remember her name. I know who you mean. Yeah, I don't want to say her name here because I got a bias for her, and since I got a bias for her, I'm not gonna mention her name. So I'm not gonna mention her name. She shouldn't have ran the 800 last year, in my opinion. Even though that PR in the 800, PR her in the 400 hurdles, I think she needs to stay away from that and work on a form. Here we go to the. They said Anderson. Let me go here and read the comments here. The Francois said Anderson is a bit of an up and down racer. I would like to see her be more consistent. With Williams out, she should have medaled. Yeah. That I can see what you're saying there. To me, I don't have the confidence when it comes to just the 60 in general. From what I've seen with the from Anderson, I don't have confidence in her. But now that you point out that her lack of consistency, I can see that too. If I were to say Williams, she just jacked up in those prelims. I mean, it happens. Kambunji happened here too. I mean, you trip on a hurdle. Those things happen in the hurdles every once in a while. Some athletes just don't. But yeah, some athletes just don't. I'm glad I actually watched the indoor championships because sometimes I really don't watch it live. I got to be honest. And then this was exciting though. It was exciting. The 800 was exciting. I think did I not put the 800 on here? Oh yeah, I think I skipped that because let me cover those before I get back here. I think I forgot the 800. There we go. Oh yeah, these were the prelims. Yep, these are the prelims. 800 is the other final that I forgot here. Now, let me make a comment here. Synonym for small, is that the athlete? The Francois, I will not say anything. I will not say anything. She's the fourth best. Well, technically, she should have been the third best on paper, third best 400 hurdler there, but she's the fourth best as it were. But yeah, now look, this 800, that thing was exciting. That was exciting. Man, A-Rop came out in a 50.5. I was like, what the heck is he doing? I guess that's fair. And I'm just like, 50.5 is a 141. Obviously, the 800, you slow down sometimes by major amounts on the second 400 than it is on the first one. Sometimes you can run it even, but at that speed and indoor, unlikely. But at 50.5, I'm just like, A-Rop he keeps messing up his tactics. He keeps messing up his tactics. He left the door open. He finished in last after blazing out. As soon as he got passed by one person, he was done. I know that was the lactic acid. That wasn't even a mental thing. He was just burned out. I think he mentally had everything because he kept trying all the way through, all the way until the line, all the way there. He just didn't have it. Because if he gave up, he would have had a bigger gap on him. Now, what I will say is Mariano Garcia with his motorcycle thing. And now that one is very entertaining every time he does it. Now he's got a goal behind him. Maybe people will start copying him. 146.2. Noah Kabat of Kenya. And that was a Spaniard that got the title. So that's the first European since the 90s to get the win in the 800. Kabat of Kenya, 146.35. And Bryce Hoppel of the United States, 146.51. In the 400 and the 800, it was two Americans that were just not in contention the entire time. I forget the other guy. Was it Washington in the 400 that was just like last starting out? That was kind of crazy. Hit the hurdle in Tokyo though. Yeah. But she is Bree Wayne. Quebec did good, she said. Yep. Now, going back up here, we've covered everything else. There's some comments I want to make on these because today has been just crazy. I'm glad I watched it. This is why we need multiple track leagues. You know why? Because if we can get these track leagues like how they have the NBA and then you got the European Basketball League, or just think of it like soccer. Then we can have all of these other championships and then a big one. Because it gets exciting when it comes to championship time even more because you get people there. And if it's a league, you kind of force people into competing against each other that otherwise could avoid each other when you see them. Now, this was exciting. Here's two things I want to mention here. The one thing is that I'm sure this is how Christian Coleman was feeling on the inside. I'm sure this is how Christian Coleman was feeling on the inside. He was just like, yikes. This is what Christian Coleman was feeling. The man was pissed off. And I mean, that is the nice thing to say here. Man. Oh, as a quick note, the Frank Y. Thanks, Fireheart. She does get lots of criticism for her technique and big race mentality. I will say this, the Frank Y. Then get back to the 60. After seeing her from high school and seeing like virtually every race, announcing her races, speaking with her and everything, I know she can do much better. I know she can do much, much better. I've seen virtually every race. Even before I knew her, I knew that she was going to win. She wound up setting a indoor record at the high school that I used to attend when I was announcing there, indoor in Illinois. Hey, look, I can't confirm she is Bree Wayne. You might be on it. Y'all all up on this one, on the hurdler. Yes, y'all on this one, but I can't confirm. All right. But yeah, that's what I'll say with that. But yeah, this is how Coleman was feeling. He was right there. He was breaking down. He was just like, man, this is the inside. This is the internal. So I'm going to use her for her theatrics here. Man, she was doing some good facial expressions. I'm going to use her on the channel now. So that was there. But he definitely was there. This is his... oh, wait a minute. Wrong one. No. Where is it at? Darn it. It's too far down. Here he is. He was praying. Now, Coleman had the Justin Gatlin effect. Justin Gatlin looked very good coming into 2015 World Championships in the 100. And then he did the look across the side and felt the pressure of Usain Bolt's tall figure and tripped. There was no reason for him to trip up. Like, you're running all these races that you've run and you trip here. That tells me the pressure got to you. And Coleman started to lean way too early. Way too early. Now, I noticed sometimes in the 60, Jacobs has done it. Coleman has done it to a lesser extent. They basically run leaning forward rather than, you know, completely upright that they would do in the 100 because they got more room to, you know, be upright. So sometimes they got a slight forward lean. But this is crazy that he leaned that early. And I think if he didn't, he would have had the win. There's no question about it. If he didn't, because he winded up tripping over himself toward the end of the line. And all he had to do was hold that lean about 5 meters more. Or just wait. Because Jacobs was looking at him by the side of his out of the side of his eye. I've had to tell people this in the 100 and in the 60 that you are very aware of your competitors. Now, people keep saying that you're not aware of the competitors and everything, and some professional athletes say it's like a blur. It just depends on how focused they are. Jacobs was aware of his competitor. He was trying to time his dip. When you see on the replay, you see his eyes look to the left. He didn't have to turn his head. He just needed to see the figure of Coleman there. He did the same thing he did at Milrose. If he had composure, he would have won. She is Bree Wayne. Yeah, that's true. Milrose, I kind of excused it because that was his first race out, and he doesn't have the racing acumen that he has. You know, the timing that you get is one thing. You train and practice is another thing doing it. I could tell you from like being out of racing and then going back to another 800 or 1500. It feels so different, especially after a long period of time. Myself, it was like 2 years of not being in a race and just training on my own and everything like that. And then coming back to a race, it's just like, huh? Like, I get that for the first couple of races, but then some people lean early. Starters tend to do that. Fireheart said, I think you got a fair point there. I think you have a fair point there. The lean too early cost him though. Regardless of that, the lean early has cost him the championship. I think he should have been able to defend it. Now, I think, yeah, I gotta say that start. Let me see if I got the start here. Let me see if I got the graphic of that. Let me see if I have the graphic of that start. Hold on just a second, guys. Hold on. I'm getting a call. This is an important business call. Give me just 10 seconds. I'll tell them I'll call them back. All right. Okay. Sorry about that interruption. But yeah. So where was I at? Yeah. With that, let me see if I have this here. I think I do have them. No, I don't have the start. I don't have the start. But I do have, well, I don't have the very start of the race, but I do have this. So right here, you see both of them, they left Bracy. And especially Coleman left him. That start, he was there. Let me see if I got him with the anger face. I tried not to cut those out, but I think I am going to show that on the YouTube channel. But yeah, I think this was his race to lose. I still got to say, I don't think Jacobs was as big of a threat as he was hyped up to be. It was still painfully obvious here. Had Coleman not defeated himself, he was going to win. Jacobs ran a calm race. Coleman, that's the part that he isn't able to put together, though. This is boding very bad for him in his 100, because if he can't keep his form together, which he's falling apart. Now, he might be running a little bit different because it's the 60. So we're going to see. But so far, his form keeps falling apart. At any point where he's got to run faster than about 6.52. Anytime he's got to do faster than that, then maybe his form is falling apart. So that's the thing. Let me read the comments. They said this is only third race he's been in 2 years. It's going to take time to get the dust off, Maroon Child said. The Frank Y said, Christian Coleman ain't going to sleep for a week to be beaten by at your best event by a guy with a modest start. This could affect him mentally. It will only get harder as Lamont Jacobs is a finisher and Christian Coleman is not. Yes, exactly. That's what I got to say. Fireheart said, this anger going to drive his training, though. Losses sometimes motivate more than wins. Maroon said he'll be disappointed, but he's in good shape. Fireheart, it's not just finishing. Lamont don't make mistakes and runs relaxed with great form. That's literally the difference. Christian Coleman was not as relaxed. Bracy drove too long. Giddy Goose James said Coleman looked like he's in 9-9 shape, if not worse. I agree with you, Fireheart, but the Frank Y said, but was more so referencing the 100. Yeah. Fireheart said everyone defeats themselves in Jacobs races. While Jacobs don't make no errors and be running relaxed, he's not faster than everyone else. He just got better technique. Okay, I will say that, because in that 100 last year, it was so wide open. That's the thing. It was so wide open that if that were run a different way and there was awareness that Jacobs could have been a threat, this is what I will say. If it was awareness that Jacobs was a threat like that, Curly might have gotten that win. Curly might have gotten that win. But due to errors that Curly made, Jacobs did come away with the win. And I want to say this again. I think Jacobs right now has proven that he's a legitimate athlete and a legitimate runner. Because they're, like I said before, they got people that keep spreading out accusations, and it's rampant in this sport. I take it the same way as when I see people unnecessarily criticize black women, particularly American black women, and they don't hold the same energy for no other race of people and no other group of people. Now, when I see some athletes get criticized with no evidence behind them and no other suspicion, like not missing drug tests or anything like that, then I got to start questioning the people that are throwing that out there. Because Jacobs was thrown accusations from multiple people last year saying that, oh, he just disappeared after he won. Now, he's ran races leading up to this one. He made sure he ran races leading up to this one. Now, if he comes out to be a drug cheat later, that's just going to be a coincidental. I'm not going to say the person is a super sleuth, because at the end of the day, let's just start throwing out accusations about anybody that doesn't do the normal thing in track and field. And then eventually we going to sling it, and with a broken clock will be right every once in a while. Okay. I just want to say that because I had to say this on Jacobs. If he comes out to be a drug cheat later, then so be it. He's a drug cheat. Right now, I don't see the evidence for it. He's not like, what's her name, the 400, where she missed 4 drug tests, 4, and then they still let her compete on the third one at in Doha, and then she missed another one after that, and then that's when they banned her. You didn't get the Coleman where he missed 3 and then they banned him. If you did an accusation on Coleman, that makes more sense. You didn't get something like that with Jacobs. So at this point, somebody throwing that out, because I saw that flare up again. Somebody put in my comment section when I finally mentioned Jacobs, and I really don't mention him that much. He doesn't come out and run that much. So when he runs, I mention him. But when I mentioned him, somebody's talking about Juicer. They put that in the comment section, Juicer. So this is why I'm bringing this up. He's a legitimate athlete at this point in time until proven otherwise. So let me read the comments here. Coleman is not beating Jacobs in outdoor. MP 2000 said Jacobs kept on accelerating like his top speed is crazy. Eugene is about to be Tokyo Infinity War. Frank White, he even said so himself. He thought he won and relaxed. Curly beat himself last year. Oh yeah, I do agree with that. Fireheart said, unlike Elaine and Shelly, what are you talking about? How does this have anything to do with them? Shelly and Elaine clashed constantly last year. Where did they back down from competition? Wait a minute. Who said something about... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now I see. Giddy Goose Jane said, heads up to both Jacobs and Coleman for not backing down from competition, unlike Shelly and Elaine. Wait a minute. When it comes to championships, you can't really avoid the other person. I mean, it's not like they ran in the same race leading up to this, so you could call that avoiding each other. So I gotta say this, I don't agree with you at all. I know I called it last year. I said as soon as Shelly beats Elaine, she's gonna stop running against her. And what did she do? She immediately dropped out. Then she was like, I'm tired. And then like a day or two later, you see her in another race in the bronze level of World Indoor Tour. So very easy, quote unquote, competition. They probably paid her a higher appearance fees. And then she said something about appearance fees. So maybe it was the money. And then she also like, hey, when you run against Elaine Thompson-Herah, and at her age, you got to think about that. She's got to constantly run extremely hard against her. And then think about her age. That does wear and tear on her body. She could be fast all she wants. It's harder to do that at an older age. So, yeah, every time she runs against Elaine, mentally for her, it would have been better for her to beat her. But I don't think that this is even comparable to that, because I don't see Elaine and Shelly Ann back down from. They didn't back down from Prefontaine. That was very overly hyped, and any one of them could have backed down. They didn't back down from the Olympics because they couldn't. So this is equivalent to the Olympics. This is World Indoor Championships. Why would they avoid each other? Giddy Goose James, what do you mean here? Because what you just said, I don't know what you talking about. I mean, Usain Bolt got shook when he got beat on the track. He did not run against dang it, what was that again? Dang, I forget the athlete now because I was just talking to my buddy about this. Usain Bolt avoided one or two athletes on the track, and he really didn't like competing throughout the year as much. Usain Bolt was avoiding people, and that's just what happens in track. Sometimes you avoid people when it's not necessary. I mean, it kind of hypes it up. They said Sharika coming for it. Giddy Goose James. Elaine and Shelley only care about outdoor. ATP, at the point in their careers, they don't need to be doing 60 meters where they're still one of the fastest ever in the event. Yeah, exactly. I will agree with that part, though. MP 2000. And then Bree Wayne says Sharika coming for it. Yeah, I think Sharika is going to have a lot going for it. I'm going to have to bring up the memes with Sharika Jackson and all of that. But yeah, definitely I'm using these here. I'm using these. We got one more day tomorrow. I look forward to it. I look forward to you all coming out. I don't know. Let me check the schedule here for tomorrow to see if I'm going to do the morning and the evening. 60-meter hurdles heat. Oh, we got the high triple jump final and the 3,000 final. I may or may not do another live stream in the morning because they got the rounds. Because that'll allow me to get some work done that I need to get done. That's kind of pressing to get done in the morning. Because right now I'm kind of thrown off. Let people be strategic. Fireheart said, "Yeah, Lamont is half American. Dad from Texas. She is Bree Wayne." Okay, yes, that's what I was gonna say with that. When the people be trashing people, they normally be coming after the Americans. And since he was a former American, I'll just let that speak for itself. Shoot, I might be a former American. Let me not say that too loud here. I might expatriate myself. So I'll be somewhere else chilling. Or I might not. I know Lamont's dad is from the U.S. I meant the country he reps. Yeah. So yeah, let me do a vote real quick here. What image do y'all think I should use for, I guess, image purposes here? Do y'all think that I should use this one? This one in the middle, the left or the right? Which one do y'all think I should use? Or this one? When I start talking about whiners and complainers or something that happens, which one do y'all think I should use? The middle, upper left, the right, or the lower left? Because I think I'm going to start using these out here. And then after that, I think we're going to head out because I covered all the events today. It's been exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you guys are out. I got some business to take care of. I am definitely doing that. So we got one for the middle. But yeah, any one of these right here, I think that was the internal monologue of Christian Coleman. I gotta say, he was so, I mean, as a guy, I wouldn't expect him to do that. If he started breaking down like this, I'd start having to question his mental toughness. That's what I'll say, his mental toughness. We got two for the middle, one for the lower left. All right. Yep. You know, when I think about it, the middle kind of looks like you celebrating. It's at the bottom. All right, we got a tie so far. If we ended up with a tie, I'll use both of them. But definitely, when somebody start coming in here, especially the trolls are going to start coming outdoor. And then when I start talking about Mboma and her compatriot, I know the trolls are going to come out. Now, I will say on this one, since I just did invoke that, what I found out, and I'll say it straight out, what World Athletics is classified, Mboma and Masalingi, those two athletes are classified as men. But under the classification, they are legally women. That is by court cases. Like when a trans person says, I am a woman. That is a legal definition, not that you are a female. So what they are doing here is that the DSD athletes, those are males that have, there is a gene that is suppressed in them that will cause them to display as feminine. And then, but they are able to legally compete with women. So I think this opens the door. Now I'm saying it now. I know this sounds random, but I just thought about it. So when people start to come through with it, I will be talking about that. I looked at the data that they released. They can't do because of HIPAA laws about that, privacy and everything. But apparently they've been collecting this data for quite a while. And I got to say, it's probably because what's her face from South Africa. So, like I said, those athletes are classified by them. The DSD athletes. Those are actually biologically male, according to World Athletics. I got to say this. According to World Athletics, and I will bring that up because I remember I was going to do a part 2. I just didn't. It really didn't get too many views on that one. If people were interested in it, I would have talked about it, but I'm saying it now. According to World Athletics data, they are biologically male. Now here's the problem that I got with and there are a lot more DSD athletes than you think. According to World Athletics, they actually said it is a fair high number of DSD athletes that compete that are there. But the thing is, especially I guess in sport compared to the general population, and when I saw the number for the general population, I was like, that's relatively high. The thing is, there are DSD people in the West, aka the US, Canada, I guess Mexico to a lesser extent, the UK, but because of how we do things here with birth and everything, you get to catch the DSD individual before they even go through development. But in places that are less developed, particularly in Africa and certain parts of Asia, South America, those athletes fall through the cracks and they don't find out until later. Because I remember my initial reaction is, okay, why are you doing all of this testing? But then the thing is that why are they doing the testosterone testing? And then they don't test for the men or something like that was the argument. And then I actually had to think about what I said. Like, I was like, that's a dumb statement. Why would you have to test for testosterone for men? You do test for testosterone for men. You know why? They have to know what the testosterone level is to know that you're a drug cheat. So obviously they do test for testosterone. So that means they're testing them for men and women, because you can't know if somebody's on a steroid for testosterone with high elevated testosterone levels without having to test for that. So that argument on its face, that's like I guess a feminist thing. I just got demonetized probably for that one. So that would be a feminist talking point. I didn't even realize that I might have been just pushing out earlier. Fireheart said they are DSD. I feel like the testosterone levels allowed for DSD athletes is too much greater than the amount they allow for women who aren't DSD. Or the upper limit for the DSD range is too high, in my opinion, to clarify. Yes, I think, that the upper limit are to my understanding of reading their documentation. Now, I can't, confirm this other than having to look up on my own. But according to their documentation, if you have some kind of other disorder, I think it's something to do with your cervix or something. It could have something to do with breast, like it's something that you could have that you could treat or fix or whatever, but that elevates your testosterone levels. And some athletes actually do compete with that, I guess. And so when they test it at the World Championships, you got to think female athletes will have slightly higher testosterone level anyway compared to the general population. But I do agree that they're allowing them the upper limit as their norm, as most of the female athletes, the only ones that reach that, because they were sharing the average compared to, and this is the average of the ones that they tested, not the average of the general population, to my understanding of what World Athletics released. That means the average and the upper limit are way light years different. Now, here's the biggest problem. The trans athletes, because they're pushing that real hard here. Trans athletes are actually allowed higher testosterone limits than men. Trans athletes, depending on the sport, now I can't say that definitively, allegedly, I gotta say allegedly, there may be some legalities here, but as far as my understanding, I could be wrong on this, but from what I was reading, that the trans athletes are allowed higher testosterone levels than men. Or it was a DSD that gets to higher testosterone levels. That might be the case, that the upper limit that DSD can get there, but they have to lower it. The side effect is stroke, heart attack, death, all of those things. So, I mean, the people, taking these inhibitors, I kind of understand, but yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to clear that up with you guys, that I did look into DSD. I will be mentioning this later on. I know there's been some people around me that said I wouldn't tackle it, I wouldn't do it. Look, I'm not the person to do that. I talk about white supremacy. I'm going to talk about this. It's what they put out themselves, so I'm going to cover it. So I'm not one of those people that'll shy away from it. Obviously, it'll hurt the channel views. It'll hurt the things like that. But hey, it is what it is. So for that, thank you guys for coming out. We will catch this in the future. It looks like we have a tie. And I think they're just going to have to need their own races. To be honest, there are not enough DSD athletes competing right now. But from my opinion, if what they say is true, and it is a disorder with men, because there are several different types of DSD. Let me clarify this too. There are tons of DSD, and the one that they are tackling are specifically the ones that they would say are biologically male. Okay? There are other DSD that may not be biologically male. The one specific case, or the ones that they're grouping here, are the ones biologically male. Okay? Now, I'm going to use the middle and the bottom left image because it's a tie, and looks like that is what we're going to do here. Thank you guys for coming out. I do enjoy that you guys are here. I appreciate it. I will catch you all tomorrow, at least the evening. I'm not sure if I'm going to come out in the daytime. But definitely, if I do, then I'll catch you all later. Peace out. You've been watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And don't forget to check out our